Hello guys, this is Eva, aka Golden Muse, and welcome to my channel. If you are one of my, at this time, wonderful 21 subscribers, this is the first time you're hearing my voice. And it's also been kind of a while. It's been almost a year, in fact. Is kind of crazy. Yeah, I apologize for that, but let me just be honest here, you know what I mean? Being an artist is kind of challenging sometimes. Sometimes you'll get these kind of modes of inspiration, and sometimes it can go away. And I think the key thing is trying to deal with when the art motivation isn't there and like trying to navigate that aspect. I think when it comes to me, it's even after all these years, I still struggle with like confidence with my art, which is interesting. I've been drawing since I was just like I could hold a pencil basically, and I still struggle with that confidence when it comes to my art. But when it comes to portraits in general, even though I went to art school, portrait painting was something I never really was like trained in. I never really was taught that, you know? A lot of this was kind of self-taught, and I've numerously attempted to, teach myself over and over, and I guess it never really stuck what I was doing before. But I think I'm at a point now where I'm getting more confidence in painting faces, and as someone who loves characters and loves drawing characters, painting characters, this is one area that I really want to improve in and want to get better at. And that's why I'm painting this portrait of Annie from Sinners, and that's right, Sinners. I mean, I had to do it with Sinners, you know what I mean? I had to put my hat in the ring for Sinners, and that is by painting Annie. I think when I first saw the trailer for Sinners, I was already on board because it's Ryan Coogler, and pretty much anything he touches, I'm going to watch. He's pretty much proven himself to be a very, very talented filmmaker, but especially one that seems to care about Black representation, which is my whole thing. Like, I am very passionate about that too. And to have a director in Hollywood like actually put out good quality work for Black audiences, I mean, for all audiences, of course, but centering Black people in a way that's respectful and not like doused in the same old stories of trauma, it's incredibly just exciting. It's exciting to see, especially because Ryan Coogler's not far from my age either. So it's just always fun to see someone close to my age be so successful. Like, that can always be a source of inspiration as well. And with Sinners, I was going to go see it, but the word of mouth that came out of this movie, like, it was just like, whoa. I should see this sooner now because I don't want to get spoiled. And I mean, Black people and vampires, like, say no more, like, I'm there. But just everything else about it, I mean, many people have spoken about this movie already, about just how phenomenal it is. I saw it twice. Unfortunately, where I'm at, I don't have a 70-inch IMAX theater, which is, I know, like, the best way to see this movie, but the best I could do was, there's a CWX theater, I think is what it's called, where the screen is pretty big, like almost IMAX level, and it had the Dolby Atmos sound, which that basically means it's like 360 sound. So that was pretty great to see the movie of that, and yeah, that was pretty awesome actually. But I mean, of course, I was mostly impressed with just the casting, like the way, he has characters like Annie and Pearline, like you got two dark-skinned Black women playing kind of like romantic interest. Like, you don't often see that, like, ever when it comes to Hollywood. So for him to have not one but two, and then one being kind of like a heavyset woman, like, that's pretty much unheard of when it comes to Hollywood. I think for me, the last time I saw like a kind of like heavyset black man be like a character of like romantic desire was probably in like it's probably in like Tyler Perry's How Did I Get Married part. How Did I Get Married? Like that movie with Jill Scott, like her character, and but you know Wunmi Masako. Hope I'm saying her name right. You know, she's dark skinned, and like she's just I don't know, she's gorgeous, and I was like, I have to paint her. Like I just have to, just because the fact that she plays a character like Annie, and that a character like Annie even exists, like this has to be like celebrated in some way. So I was like, I'm painting her. It's just, you know, it's a must. When it comes to this art piece in particular, honestly, this is kind of me experimenting. I wasn't really familiar with painting portraits, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what possessed me to have the portrait come out this way, because this was like one of my first attempts at doing a portrait in a good couple of years. So I was pretty out of practice with portraits up to this point. I don't know. I really was determined to do this right. But to be fair, so in this video, it's actually like 10 of 2 parts recorded. So the first half is kind of me really kind of experimenting and me just kind of, you know, playing around. Even the way I did it, I don't really do it this way anymore, where I kind of like draw the face first and then paint over it. Now I do it a bit differently, which I might show with my Pearline portrait that I did. But this second half that I think is playing right now, this is where I started to understand a little bit more about familiar structures of the face and just features that everyone has, and I come to understand a little bit better the more portraits I'd painted. I feel like the more obviously you do, the more comfortable you do become. And so I kind of touched it up basically with that here. Yeah, it's just Black characters. I mean, that's my big thing. I just want to see more characters like Annie in Hollywood. I want to see more characters that look like Annie or look like Pearline in Hollywood. Like, that'd be the dream. Just let everyone be represented, like not just the Marys, you know what I mean? And not that I mean, Mary's a great character too, but for me, it's like we've seen Marys in so many other movies, you know what I mean? I don't know if they're like an 8th Black, but you know. But yes, thank you, Ryan Coogler. And in fact, I mean, he did the same thing with Black Panther, you know what I mean? Like just characters like Okoye, characters like, you know, Nakia, Lupita Nyong'o, even Shuri. He's really respectful when it comes to Black women and Black people characters, from what I've seen. And I hope he continues that, because he's one of the few doing it. And it's just kind of sad that he's one of the few. The reference I used for this was actually kind of a bootleg screenshot of from the movie, because this was done before, because right now the movie's out on digital, but at this time the movie was still in theaters. So the only way to get anything other than the trailer, like the only way to get any like video footage of that was obviously from like bootleg footage from the movie. And I think someone on Twitter posted a scene, and you know, it wasn't in the trailer, so that means it wasn't like a commonly, at least at that time, referenced scene. So I was like, let me take a screenshot from this. Now, of course, when I say reference, I mean that scene is like probably one of the most popular scenes from the movie, but like, I mean visually referenced. Like no one went and like took screenshots of like how Annie looked in that scene. So that's why I was like, let me just use this as a ref, because at least it'd be kind of a unique angle of her that's not kind of commonly seen in the trailers or promotional material type thing, you know? And that's kind of what I've been using for the reference. That's why some things weren't really that clear when I was painting this, because it was kind of pixelated. If you know, you know. It's the scene where they kind of confront or interrogate Cornbread, like at the door. Like it was that scene. I don't think that was in the trailer. So this is where she's kind of like looking at Smoke and like kind of like, you know, be careful. I think this was that screenshot. So I kind of had to kind of add in a few things that I couldn't really see because the screenshot wasn't really that clear. But so a bit of a challenge using that as a reference, but it was all I had at the time. But I think it still came out okay. Like, I'm pretty happy with this portrait actually. Like, this came out like way better than I was doing at this time, and this was not even that long ago. When did Sinners come out? Maybe like last month. So but that was when I was kind of starting to really amp up my portrait game. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Don't ask why she's not. I mean, she's wearing like a top here, but I didn't draw it because I really like how the skin came out there, and I'm like, I'm just gonna leave it like that because I don't want to paint over that skin. It looks really good, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. Like, it's all right. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. Yeah. But thank you guys for watching this, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. I'm probably gonna do more kind of talking like this. Just make the video a little bit less boring while watching. And then just to kind of add more context to things, and I don't know, add more personality to this channel, because I know all the videos before this has just been kind of like speed paints and speed sketches with like nothing from me. So hopefully this makes it more interesting if you like hearing me talk. Anyways, if you'd like, I'd appreciate if you liked this video. Anything to say, I don't mind any polite comments. Of course, if you really are cool with this, or you really want to get closer, I don't mind a good subscribe as well. But yeah, thank you guys for checking us out, for watching, and hope to see you in the next one. Peace.